Okay, so these measures can hold multiple tables inside the calculation. So it's very powerful language. Okay, so what is this specific language which we are using right now here is something called as DAX. So how does a DAX will look like is if I just go ahead and show something called as DAX dot guide. Okay, let's go ahead and show you dax.guide. Here you can see that inside dax you have something called as aggregate functions, you have date and time functions, you have filter functions, you have financial functions. Okay, you have text functions, you have time intelligence functions as well. So if I just open and show it to you, which may look very familiar, if people have worked with excel, you are pretty much easily identify. You can see, let's say average, average a, average x, count a, count blank, count rows, max, okay, min, product, sum x. If you observe, they are pretty much in sync with excel. Okay, they're pretty much in sync with excel. It is nothing new. Generally dax language is specifically for handling the data models. Okay, so with the help of these specific formulas you will be able to manipulate your data models, and this is predominantly used inside Power BI, and it is used not just in Power BI, it is used in analysis service as well. It is used in a few other tools as well. Okay, so DAX is nothing but an data analysis expression language. Okay, data analysis expression language which we generally use. And if we check about these text functions, so again, pretty much similar to what we have in Excel. You have something called as concatenate function. You have something called as find function. You have something called as len, left, lower, mid. So you might find most of these things inside Excel as well. Pretty much similar to the same. Okay. So the same language which we are using over here as well to construct our measures. Okay, to construct our measures. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out this one. So let's see here. I have taken my total employees. Correct. I've taken my total employees. So this is just scalar value. So I have taken a card. Okay. And for example, let's put some sort of formatting on top of this. So what kind of formatting I can do? So I'll go ahead here on the build visual level. If you observe, there is something called as format your visual. Click on this. Okay, let me disable the category label, and I don't want my title to be in come to the down. I want it to be in the top. So I'll click on general. I have a title. If I just click on this, I'll be able to give total employees. Okay, I can change the font as far as my understanding goes. Okay, and okay, I can do that as well. And I don't want a background. I'll just remove the background as well. Okay, and I want to change the color from black to something else, black to something else. Let's reduce the size of it to a little bit to 40, and let's change the title color as well to something from black to, let's give something color as, okay, yeah, we have given some plain color. Okay, so to make it look a little more better, uh, so we have something called as shapes over here. So let's insert some sort of shape. Let's change the border color to something like a black or something. And let's reduce the round corners to somewhere around 10. So let's take this and paste it inside this. Okay, let's paste it inside. And let me just do layering as well. Okay, okay. Now we have Now we have our total employees. Okay, now we have our total employees. So next one, next, what is the next KPI we have? We want to see mail count. We want to see mail count. So logical, generally, again, if I talk about from Excel point of view, we have something called as count if, sum if, similar kind of formulas also here we can apply. A similar measure has been written. So what is the logic here? So again, we are using some DAX function called as calculate, and we're taking the total employees count, and we are saying among out of this total employees count, we're asking us to filter only male. We are asking the formula to filter only male. Okay, only male. So what will happen, it will give me the count, it will give me the count only for male. So I'll be calling the specific measure. Okay, and now here I can see another card has been built. So now again, I want to change the color, look and feel of this card. Okay, look and feel of this card. So how can I do that? So I don't want to go ahead and perform every operation again. I can just click on this specific card. I can click on this format painter, and then I can go ahead and apply this. Okay, and I can give the title. Okay, and you can just give the title as well. Okay, and now I'll just copy this, copy, Control C and Control paste. So I'll just bring it over here. I'll remove male this time. I'll go ahead and take the female measure this time. So what is the female measure we have? Again, this one the same thing. Again, we're doing a calculation, and we are using the same total employees. So if you observe here, we are calling existing measure inside a measure. So we can do that, and we are asking this time to filter only female data. So that will give us a count of 558. Okay, that will give us a count of 558. So let's go ahead and alter the title. Let's go ahead and alter the title from male to female. Okay, male to female. And now here we want to make a similar kind of shape behind these two. Okay, similar shape behind these two. Let's go ahead and insert again a similar kind of shape. So color would be white and the border would be black. And the shape again will reduce the round corners to something somewhere around 10. Okay, so let's paste it over here. Okay, and let's apply the layering again. Right, right. Okay, so let's apply the layering again. So we are clear here. We are clear. So again, now let's go ahead and see. Okay, let's go ahead and see the percentage, male percentage. Okay, so male percentage. So again, little maths. Okay, little maths. So what is like how to identify the percentage of it? So just taking the male count, and we're dividing the male count with total employees, which is 882 divided by 1470. So we are using a divide function this time, and we are giving the male count. Again, we're calling existing measure inside a measure, and then we're taking the total employee count. Okay, taking total employee count. So that will give us a male percent ratio. Let's take that. That is something around 60 percentage. Okay, then let's switch it up the percentage, and let's reduce the values from somewhere around 15. So let's take this specific percentage and paste it somewhere over here, close to it, or somewhere here. Okay, and similarly for female ratio, so again female count divided by total employees. Okay, so let's take the female ratio this time and convert it into a card and switch it off the category label and reduce this one to 15 size. And let's take ahead and paste it somewhere over here. Okay, so now we have total employees, male ratio, and female ratio. Okay, male ratio as well, female ratio as well. Okay, okay, and then we have something called as so again this formatting. So whatever visuals we are seeing over here, the formatting will differ as per our convenience. So we can make it more complex, we can make it more simple, a simple dashboard, a complex dashboard. So if I can just show you a similar example over here, similar example over here. So if you observe, this is a sample dashboard which we are trying to build. Okay, a sample dashboard which we are trying to build. So here we have something called as a male ratio. Okay, the same thing, but here we have given us an image as well. Okay, we have given an image as well. So how to bring in an image into the dashboard is, how to bring in the image into the dashboard is, so if you just click on this insert, you have something called as text box button shapes image. If you click on the image, that will give you option to import certain, that will give option to import certain images. You can import icons, images, everything. Okay, so similar way here we can build out this one as well. Okay, okay, so we now here we are keeping it very simple, so we are not importing any kind of images or something. Okay, so we have built total employees, we have male, we have female count. Okay, let's go ahead and build something like this service years. Okay, let's go ahead and build something called a service years. We have service years as well. Let's go ahead and see a specific visualization, which is a bar visualization. Okay, the bar visualization. Let's go and take service years from analytics. Let's search for service years. Total working years. Let's take total working years and let's take total employees. Let's convert it into a bar chart. Okay, let's convert into a bar chart. Okay, so here now we have a bar chart which is defining. Let's go ahead and change the title of it to something. Yeah, right. And modify it with code. Navigate to and change the bar visuals to something. Okay, but with something else. So here, if you observe, people with 10 years of service, these many 202 employees, 202 employees are working in the organization with total work experience of 10 years, and 6 years is 125, and with 8 years 106, 103. So there is multiple things like people are working in the organization has been given, and this segregation. Okay, this segregation is happening based upon the count of the employees. Okay, count of the employees. But what if I want to show this one based on years of experience? Okay, so like let's say if I want to see the what is the maximum year service to be on the top always irrespective of number of employees. So I can click on this and I can sort access. So instead of total employees, I'll be putting sort on working years. Okay, I'll be putting sort on working years. Okay, putting sort on working years. So that will give me a sorting order as well. Okay, let's go ahead and put it in ascending order. Okay, so that will give me the specific order. Right. Now let's put a border to this. Let's put a border to this visual border. Okay, and we don't want, we are used to round shapes because of smartphones. So let's go ahead and give the same field. Right. So we have years of service. So let's go and see some other KPI. So what is the next KPI? Is not due for promotion. So not due for promotion. So for not due for promotion count is, if I take the not due, so here we are saying calculate, we're taking total employees and we are saying out of the total employees, you filter their promotion status equal to not due. Okay, their promotion status is equal to not due. So we are taking those count, we are taking the count of those people not due, we are taking the count of those people not due. Okay, and not due for promotion percentage as well, not due for promotion the percentage as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and turn off this, and let's do something similar on top of this, on top of this as well, and let's reduce the values from 39 to 50. So let's bring it over here, and let's give a title to this one and a border as well. Okay, not due for promotion. Let me pull this one inside the same card. Okay, so not due for promotion. So not due for promotion we have. So how are we building it? We are just writing it. Again, we have taken a promotion status column. We put a filter on top of that setting equal to not due, and out of total employees. Out of total employees. Okay. Okay, out of total employees. So similar way for due for promotion. Okay, how similar way for due for promotion. So how many people are there for due for promotion? So let's go ahead and see. So due for promotion. So again, what we are doing is we're taking calculate total employees, okay, and whose promotion status is equal to due for promotion this time. Previously it was not due for promotion. This time it was promotion due for promotion. Okay, okay. So let's convert this one again, and let's go ahead and take the format pointer and let's format it into the same color, and let's give a title to it. Due promotion. Okay, and now to make sure in terms of formatting option, to make sure that these two boxes are in same size, because whenever you're building any kind of dashboard, will always follow a uniformity. Okay, so the uniformity will make sense, the spaces between two boxes, or the alignment, and then the box sizes, all these things matters a lot. Okay, so here we are building a sample dashboard, and if you want to understand like how can I identify the size of the each box, so if I just click on a specific this box, I can go ahead and see, click on format visual, click on general, here click on properties. So you will see the height and the width of it, so it's 298 and 116. If I click on this, the height I can change to 116, and now the width, it should come from 298. Okay, so to maintain the uniformity, we can always use that, and the position as well, position aspect as well. So if I click on this in general, and click on properties and go to position aspect. So here, if I just click on the vertical aspect, it's 157. Let's go ahead and give the same vertical aspect for 157. So both are on the same level. Okay, both are on the same level. There is no ambiguity between these two. So now let's format this one to little easy area. Right. Let's move out this one as well along with it. Okay, and for due for promotion, let's take the percentage now. Let's format it. The value, let's reduce down to 15 percentage. So we are clear. So let's remove the border for this. Okay. Okay. So we are clear with not due for promotion, due for promotion, and the service years and total employees and multiple aspect. Okay. Let's go ahead and take. We have something called as job level view. Okay. We have something called as job level view. So again, what does this job level view? We will check out the column again. Job level. So we have employees who belongs to level 1, level 2, level 3, and we want to see by level wise, we want to see total employee count. Let's go ahead and take the little employee count. So let's show it on bar graph. Okay, so let's filter this. Let's format this one to make it more appealing. Okay, so let's change the title first. Format it to the code and horizontal alignment, and let's give the font color of something, and let's change the columns as well to our used format. And this color palette is again depends from company to company. It's not like randomly you'll be using any colors. So for example, if you're working for Hindustan Unilever, okay, and that specific company, the website will have a standard color codes available with them. Okay, they'll be following a specific standard color codes. The company will always provide a specific color code. And how can I, if I, let's say there can be hundreds of shades available in pink, white, or it can be any other color. How to identify that? If you click on this more colors, so that will give you a hash code where your company might have provided for you. So if you just click on that 404083, for example, let's say that's a color code followed by Hindustan Unilever. Okay, so for example, then that's how you will be able to. It's a specific blue shade which the specific company follows, and that's how you will be able to modify that. Okay, so this is an option which we have generally. So all the color codes, whatever color codes you get it from your client, will be able to get it. Okay, that's one sample I have just given from Hindustan Unilever. Similarly, you will be able to do that as well. Okay, similarly you will be able to do that as well. And now since here the measures are pre-built, which I have already built and came, this looks pretty simple because we're not doing much calculation on top of this. But whereas when you're building it everything from scratch, you need to understand that what is the logic I should be able to write. So for example, if I'm writing it for job level filter, if I'm reading it for, let's say, for example, due promotion. So I'm pretty much clear the logic is that I need to take the total employees and then I need to go ahead and filter from them whose promotion status equal to due promotion. Okay, so such kind of logics we have to make sure that then only we'll be able to come out with proper numbers. Okay, we'll be able to come out with proper numbers. Okay, and so let's go ahead and do a few more formatting on top of this. Let's go ahead and see the y-axis. Let's remove the title, which we don't want. Let's remove the values, which I don't want. And let's switch it off the title of this one on the x-axis. Let's change the font color from this one to black. Let's make it more appealing in color. Okay, let's make it more appealing in that aspect. And let's say I want to show data labels as well, so I can show the data labels. And I can format the color of my values to black, pitch black, or something else. Let's say I want to show it on the help of yellow. Not great. Let's go to orange. Let's make them bold. Okay, so this way we'll be able to show the multiple aspects of it. Okay, and if I want to change, let's say here I'm showing it on a bar level. If I want to change it to something else, okay, if I want to change it to something else, so I always have the option to show that. So I can change it to table, I can change it to a bar, I can change it to like here this is a clustered bar chart, here this is we have a column chart as well. Okay, and we should be able to make sense in which scenario which kind of visualization we'll be using on. Okay, here we have stacked column chart where we can show let's say for example in a single level if I want to show gender. Okay, on the level if I want to show gender, so in this case, in that case I can go with in this case I can go with something like this chart or something. Okay, okay, so now here if you see it is a stacked chart. Now in level one I have just given let me just remove this count of gender, not count of gender, so gender. Is it total employees, right? Yeah, and let's take gender and put it in legends. Okay, and now here if you observe what happened, in a single bar we have a stacked chart, and where we have female percent, like female count, we have a male count as well. So again if I want to show, depending upon how I want to depict my data, I'll be wisely choosing my specific visuals, which are whatever I'm using on. Okay, whatever I'm using on. If I want to show a specific ratio, let's say if I want to show the ratio, I'll take a donut chart, and then if I put on gender, so it is asking me for values. So if I take total employees, predict total employees. So it has clearly given me, a ratio between a male and female, 60 ratio, and male ratio, and 40% ratio belongs to female. Okay, 40% ratio belongs to female. So again the color formatting can be easily edited. Let's go ahead and give some sort of background. Let's give the rounded edges. Let's change the color of the slices from R to our standard colors which we have. Okay, so we have different kind of charts available here. Okay, let's go ahead and check out a few other visuals we have. We have active workers as well. Let's take the active workers and their percentages. So again, what is the logic behind active workers? The retirement status should equal to on service. Okay, let's go ahead and give a title to it. And let's take the percentage as well. And let's remove the border to it. Okay, let's remove the border to it. So this is one way of building a dashboard. So we can always format. There is no limit for creativity. There is no limit for creativity. So as I show, let me just show it here. Okay, here if you observe, there is no limit for creativity. So here what is happening is the initial one which we have created, like let's say I have taken there is a specific measure, and then there is a shape has been shape has been like created over here. On top of the shape, we have placed this specific visual, this specific card. Okay, and then we have taken another shape, and then on top of that shape, we have placed our male measure, and then we have pasted our percentage measure for male, and then we have taken our we have inserted a image as well, and all these three things are giving a feel of a single measure. Okay, giving a single visual feel. So, but logically, it's a three measures. Okay, so sorry, it's three things has been clubbed together. Okay, and there is no limit for creativity. So, and here, if you observe on the left hand side, and then let's say if I want to navigate from page to page, here we have given something called as buttons. Okay, there's something called as buttons. So, what does this buttons do? If I click on this, if I click on this option, let me just somewhere outside. Okay. Yes, yes, I can. Okay, let me just build something out here. Okay, for example, let's say if I want to navigate from page to page, okay, if I want to navigate from page to page, so how can I do this? Okay, for example, I'll be inserting a button. Okay, I'll be inserting a button. So let's create a button. Okay, for ease purpose, let me make it very big. Okay, so and I'll just give a text. So what is the text is I want to navigate from my this page to my home page. Okay, so let me make it bigger in size, and give a font color something like uh, red color. Okay, a red color. So now I want to make this button actionable. Let's change it to actionable. Okay, and now we for this button we'll be giving an action. Okay, what is the action? That is something called as page navigation. Okay, so the destination should be home. Okay, and now this button is completely active button. If I go ahead and click on this button, that will take me to home page. That will take me to home page. Okay, so similar way here also I'll be having one more button which will navigate back to again page one. Okay, so something called as page one. So if I click on this button, so we have something called as buttons. So that button can be anything. So you can create this specific action on top of anything. You can create an arrow mark, you can create on a reset button and a back button information. So we have multiple options to create. There is no limitation for creativity. We have something called as bookmarks, we have something called as uh, drill through options, drill down options. There are multiple options available. Okay, there are multiple options available in this specific visualization part as well. So which I have shown right now is a button, and there is no limitations for it in terms of creativity. Okay, so here if we see how this specific dashboard look like, here we have multiple buttons available, and the action. Let's turn on the action for this. is active, but it's not working. Yeah, now it's working fine. Right. Okay. So if you observe, these are all the buttons which we have, and that is navigating from one page to another page. Okay, navigating from one page to another page. So that's how there is no limitation in terms of creativity. So the alignment, if you observe, which we have maintained over here, in terms of spacing between each card to card and the size of the cards, the uniformity has been maintained very clearly. Okay, very clearly. So these are all the dashboards like which we how like how we generally build in terms of any kind of any kind of requirement which comes in. So it all depends on the KPI list and what kind of visual will make sense during the for that specific KPI is what we should understand. Okay, and as I said, let's say here we have all the default visuals available, and apart from this visualizations, we will be able to import certain other visualization from the marketplace as well. Okay, from the marketplace as well. And we have in terms of beautification aspect, we have formatting of our visuals into multiple aspects. Then we have something called as buttons, and this creativity, there is no limitation. You will find a number of videos out there in the market. There's a huge community which supports for the same in terms of creating beautiful dashboards. Okay, and now let's say currently if you observe here, there is nothing called as a title is available. So how can I insert a title on this specific page? So how can I do that? So if I just click on this text box, let me just give a canvas background color to the page, and let's make it something called as a color, and let me give a title for this page. Let me call something like, let me call it as chart data 2024. Okay, so let's format it. So we have given a title as well now. Okay, now we have given a title as well. Okay, so we have given a title, clear. So now we have a specific dashboard, and we have a title, we have a button, we can navigate. I mean, the formatting may look very bad. So I was just showing, trying to show how clean dashboard will look like, and how a simple, very basic, you're not giving much attention to the beautification, so how it will look like. Okay, these are the fundamental differences which we can easily identify. Okay, okay. So and now here, if you observe, I want to replace this one with page with something called as HR data as well. Okay, I have replaced it. I have replaced it. Now the question comes in is, we were talking about something called as pages, and we're talking something called as reports, and we're talking something called as dashboard. So what is the fundamental difference is, so here we you can create multiple pages like in Excel worksheets. You will create similar aspect. You will be able to create multiple pages here, and the collection of pages is nothing but a report. Okay, the collection of pages is nothing but a report. Whereas a dashboard is something like where you have you cannot have multiple dashboards. You can have a single dashboard, which is a single page. In that single page, you will be able to pin all the important visualizations. Okay, you will be able to pin all the important visualizations, and that's the fundamental difference between page and a dash report and a dashboard. So report is nothing but collection of pages. A dashboard is nothing but a collection of visualizations. Okay, a collection of visualizations. Clear? Okay, so and this is how we start building, this is how we start building multiple visualizations. Okay, multiple visualizations, and once the visualizations is clear, and we are going to publish it to we are going to publish it to a cloud service. Okay, we are going to publish it to cloud service, and then in the cloud service we'll be assigning that security to all this based upon the audience, targeted audiences. So how can I publish it to cloud service? So if I click on this publish button on top of here, it will ask me to save the changes. Okay, and now here I have something called as workspaces. Okay, I have something called as workspaces. If I click on any specific workspace, let's say let me click on my workspace and click on select. Okay, so now it has been published, it has been published to my cloud, it has been published to my cloud. So if I go, if I want to go ahead and see that, so I should be able to go ahead and click on this specific link, app.powerbi.com. Okay, that will navigate to, that will navigate to your Power BI service. Okay, that will navigate to your Power BI service. So now, once initially we have identified our data sources, then we have extracted the data, we have cleaned the data, and once the data is clean, we have built a data model, and once the data model is built, we have taken the KPIs. We have once the KPIs are clear, we have built a visualization with the help of measures, and we have used DAX language over there. And once the dashboard is being built, and if you want to share it across with your colleagues or the targeted audiences of your dashboard, you need to publish it to Power BI service. So how do I publish it? So here I have selected on the publish button, and then I have published it to service. So how it has been easily notified is here. If you observe, I have logged into my service account. I have logged into my service account, and once I logged in, whenever trying to publish it, it was showing me multiple workspaces. So if I click on this workspaces option, so it was showing me my workspace, it was showing me AMS and data flow, EPOS. So these are all the features available. Okay, these are all the features available. Okay, these are all the multiple workspaces available, and I have published to a specific workspace where my account has been logged in. My account has been logged in. Okay, where my account has been logged in. And let me just give you a simple overview. Let me just give you a simple overview of Power BI service. How does it will look like? So generally, what will happen? You will create a new workspace. You will have multiple workspaces. Okay, you can host multiple reports in a single workspace. You can host multiple reports in a multiple workspaces. Okay, so once the workspace is created here, and you will be able to host your reports in a specific workspace, whichever your own workspace, then you can create, something called as, let me go into a specific workspace. Okay, and here we have published multiple, here we have published multiple, I published multiple reports. And here, if I click on here, if you observe, for each and every report, there is something called as a report published, there is something called as semantic model published. So what is a semantic model? Is nothing but a data set. If I click on this specific thing, and I have something called as security and settings, etc., etc. If I click on this settings button, let's say today I have 1,000 rows in my database. I have imported my 1,000 rows, and then I have developed my dashboard well and clear, and I published it to my Power BI service very clear. But tomorrow my database will have newly 50 rows has been added, and it has to be added into my report as well. So how can I do that? I need to refresh my Power BI report, so I cannot do it every day manually. So for that, we have something called a scheduled refresh. Okay, we have something called a scheduled refresh available in Power BI service alone. You cannot have it automatically refresh is not there in Power BI desktop, and that is the reason why such kind of features are available in Power BI service, and that is why it is a paid service. Okay, so now if I just click on this refresh button, configure a scheduled refresh. If I turn it on, and I'll be able to choose my time zone and how many times I can schedule in a day. I can schedule it 8 times in a day. So 8 times I can hit a refresh on my data set. Okay, 8 times I can hit a refresh on my data set. This is one of the main feature available in terms of Power BI service, where you will be able to schedule refresh of your data sets so that your dashboards are up to date. Okay, your dashboards are up to date, and we have something called as gateway. So I hope you people might be familiar with gateways. For example, let's say if my data source is in cloud, then there is no need for gateways. But whereas if my data source is in on premise, let's say um, if my data source is my local machine, which is an on-premise database, and if I want to publish something to my thing to cloud, and if I want to hit a refresh, it will not work until unless I have installed an authenticated gateway. And Power BI, Power BI, along with Power BI desktop, Power BI desktop and Power BI service, it does provide gateways. Okay, it does provide gateways as well. If at all you're using your data, if at all your data source is on premise, then you have to install data gateways. Then only your Power BI service will have interaction with your on-premise database. Then it will be able to refresh data until unless like just a fundamental database thing where you must have a gateway installed which is giving a feature to enter into your database, okay, for Power BI service. And that's why you need gateways. Okay, this is the second feature in terms of Power BI service which is offering. So in terms of Power BI service, we have something called as gateways, we have something called as scheduled refresh. Okay, we have scheduled refresh, and we have gateways. Okay, and the third one is you have something called as security. So where does the security comes into picture? So now if we click on this specific again workspace and any specific data model and click on, let's say, security. Okay, RL has been moved to desktop. Let's go ahead and change it here. Right, it's not available right now here. Okay, let me show it on the desktop level once. Okay, so now here for example, let's say we want to give access, let's say here, if I just come over here and come to my analytics. Okay, so we want to put a filter on department level. Let's say here I have multiple employees from different departments. I have sales, research and development, human resource, correct? And now when a sales manager is accessing this specific dashboard, he should be able to see only those employees who are from sales department. He should be able to see who how many people are due for promotion from sales department alone, and how many total employee count you want to see it only on sales department alone. He doesn't, and logically he should not have access to see other department data. So how can we put limitation on top of it? So for that we can create security. Okay, so we have something called as modeling, and once we click on the specific modeling, manage roles, if I can create a manage role, and then I'll create something called a sales manager role. Okay, sales manager role, and I need to put a filter on top of this where we'll be adding filter on department. The value would be something like sales. Okay, and now let's test that one. Let's test that role, sales manager role. Let's click OK. Okay, so now if you observe, when a sales department manager views this data, he'll be able to see only the total count of employees who belongs to sales department alone. And again, male ratio, female ratio will be shown of specific sales department alone. And how many people are from sales department for not due for promotion is 423. How many 23 people are from sales department who are due for promotion. And if you observe the percentages, that has been totally changed. Now here if you see 94 and this 5% is logically 100% only of those employees belongs to sales department alone. Okay, so it is pretty dynamic in nature, and that's how we'll be able to apply securities so that no other department will see their opposite department's data. Okay, so this can be applicable not just for department level, this can be applicable for country level, this can be applicable for let's say when we have, let's take a specific e-commerce department or domain. we have 5 zones. Let's say when I was working with Flipkart, let's say we have 5 zones in India, and the north zone manager should not be able to see the south zone data, right? So we cannot build 5 different dashboards for each and every zone. So logically, what we do, we build one specific dashboard, and we put a filter on top of the zone region, where the north manager, whenever he tries to log in, and we will assign his mail ID, and he'll be able to see only north zone data. Okay, he'll not have access to any south zone data, and that's where security comes into picture. And what do we call this specific security? Is row level security in terms of Power BI aspect. Okay, we call it as RLS. Okay, we call it as RLS. Clear? Okay, and now let's we have covered, right. Let's stop viewing this one. Yeah, let's stop using this one. Okay. Okay, and now here in this specific dashboard, we didn't apply any kind of filters. Okay, logically filters in the sense, for example, there will be super admin sitting on top of every one of us, and this specific super admin doesn't want to have any kind of security because he would like to view any every kind of data, and but he would like to do a slice and dice on top of this. Let's say he want to see percentage, I mean department wise. So let's give some sort of filters on top of this. Let's put a department and take a slicer. Okay, so I have taken department column, and I have taken this specific slicer. Okay, which is a slicer is nothing but a visual again. Okay, let's modify it to drop down. Okay, let's modify it. Okay, and now if I go ahead and select, let's say only sales, again I'm seeing the same result what I was seeing previously. If I select research and department, and now I'm seeing research and department. If I select human resources, I'm seeing human resources data. Okay, I'm seeing human resources data. Okay, I'm saying human resources data. So similar way, I can apply this kind of filters on each and every column which is available over here. Okay, each and every available over here. Let's say I have my research and development. Okay, and if I want to apply similar kind of filter on gender, I can do that. Okay, okay, I can do that on job role. I can do that on any of the columns available which are logically of my text format. Okay, which are logically of my text format. So, like let's repeat the entire process once. So, whenever we want to build any kind of dashboards, so be it especially in Power BI or any other similar kind of BI tools, we need to identify the data sources. We need to extract the data from the specific data sources. Then you need to clean the data. So, the clean data is the key for your right output information. Then once the cleaning in terms of Power BI, for cleaning aspect, we have something called as Power Query. Then once Power Query, you're cleaning your data ETL operation is done, then you load the data to Power BI desktop where you are applying your data model. Okay, once the data model is done, and if at all your data model is in Snowflake schema or something, you're converting it into star schema so that star schema works very good with Power BI. Once the data model is done, then you're coming to your reporting aspect. You check out your KPIs. Once the KPIs are clear enough, then immediately you'll start writing measures. Okay, you'll start raising measure with the help of DAX functions, and you will call out those DAX measures for visual building. And again, visual building, you'll be choosing each and every visual as per the KPI requirement. If you're comparing two things, you're choosing a bar chart. If you are showing some sort of trends, changing something data over the time, you're showing line charts. If you're showing some sort of percentages or ratio wise, you're choosing uh, pie chart or a donut chart. If you're showing something on a tabular level, you'll take a table visual. If you want of filters, you'll take a slicer. and the list goes on. Okay, so there are beautiful books available in the market, because like one should understand what kind of visual will make sense. Okay, so I cannot just randomly come ahead and show funnel chart, something for each and everything. So funnel, again, funnel chart is something, if you guys are familiar with management terms, you might know conversion rates, right? So you'll be using a funnel chart over there. And if I start using some bar chart, doesn't make sense, like really. Okay, so like I'll encourage, if anybody wants to take a career in data analytics, to read such kind of articles and blogs where you will be able to make sense which visualization will make more sense for what kind of um, uh, data representation. Okay, data representation. Okay, so I think I pretty much touched each and every point. I think I went a little fast here and there, but I just sort of covering multiple features. Okay, and as I said, Power BI has a lot more features in the a lot more features which I haven't covered yet. Let's say as I talk about, there is something called as drill through option, drill down option, pagination, bookmarks, and a lot of other features available which we are not, which we cannot cover in a short span of time. Okay, and all these features are available in Power BI, and a lot of articles and communities there to make us learn all these features. Okay, and since Power BI is a Microsoft tool which is closely associated with Excel, and it has gained immense popularity in the market recently, and be it from small to big company, in terms of, let's say, a small startup to the large MNC, everybody is using it, be it Hindustan Unilever, or if you name it, any kind of organization, wherever I have worked as well, everybody is using Power BI nowadays, because it's cheaper than if you compare with any other business intelligence tool available in the market. You name it Tableau, you name it QuickSense, or you name it any Google Analytics, anything. Power BI is much cheaper, and the features are pretty active, and they update the Power BI every month. Monthly once you'll find an updation in Power BI applications. Okay, and that's the major reason why it is getting popularity day by day. Okay, if you check out the market ratio, and now right now Power BI occupies somewhere around 40 plus percentage in the market, where it has become a market leader logically right now. So anybody would like to take a career in terms of data analytics, so the fundamental would be like learn Excel first, then learn Power BI, and along with that learn a database language, which is again SQL is the fundamental relational database language one would should learn. Okay, so the visualization aspect which we have covered over here right now is the very fundamental, I would say, a scratch on the mountain. Okay, which we have seen right now, and so the more you try to understand about the tool, you will be come out with a lot of creativity. We can build a lot more visualizations which will give you a feel of a website, not just a random dashboard. So that level of dashboard building is possible inside Power BI right now. Okay, so I think I'm pretty much covered. I'm like, if I went a little fast today, just excuse me for that. And if anybody would like to reach out, and anybody would like to learn anything out of this similar aspect, I'll leave my LinkedIn ID in the WhatsApp group as well, so anybody can connect with me in terms of understanding how, how to learn, or how to get resources to learn all these aspects. Okay, yeah, thank you so much. Gitanjali, over to you. Can these visuals be exported? Well, you cannot just export any of these visuals anywhere. So generally, what you can do is you can convert your entire report into a PDF. That's one option you have, and you can convert your entire data set into a pivot table in Excel. That's another option you have, and you can take any specific visual. You can pin the visual as a photography for during management, any kind of pick each and every visual as a photograph as well. That's one thing. Okay, so And another is what is bookmark and difference between bookmark and parameters. So bookmark and parameters are completely two different things. Okay, so parameters generally used to store any specific dynamic values, various, let's say, like credentials or any specific values. Whereas bookmark is something like that has to do with reporting level, where bookmark is nothing but taking the screenshot of your existing report. Okay, and let's say, for example, let's say I have a one small, in my entire page I have one small space available. Okay, and in that small space I want to show same data I want to represent in a table as well as a graph. Okay, but I have very small space. In that case, what can I do? I can give a small button on top of it. So in the small space I can keep both the graphs. When I click a specific button, table should be visible. If I click on another specific button, a graph should be visible for the same data. So that's a bookmark thing. Whereas parameter is totally different thing. It has nothing to do with reporting. It has everything to do with storing credentials of your like data sources. Is it essential to have an account in Power BI? For desktop, if you want to build any kind of reports, you don't need any kind of account. Free desktop is a free account totally. Yeah, you can download and you can use it. Whereas if you want to publish anything to Power BI service, yes, you must have a Power BI service account. Okay, and if you have an organizational account, you will get it for trial version for 60 days. If you don't have organizational account, then you can always refer to some dummy email accounts to get it a 60-day trial easily. Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I would like to call Khushi Saraf for the official vote of thanks. Khushi, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please.
I, Khushi Saraf, on behalf of the Department of Computer Application, express immense gratitude as we come to the end of this incredible hybrid mode sessions on Power BI tool. It has been an enlightening and enriching experience for all of us. First and foremost, I would like to express my heartfelt thanks to our esteemed resource person, Mr. C. Nandish Reddy. So, your expertise and insights have truly expanded our understanding of Power BI tool. We are grateful for the time and efforts you have dedicated in sharing your knowledge with us. I would like to express my deep gratitude to Dr. Father John PJ and the college management for their constant guidance and encouragement that has always become a huge source of motivation for all of us. I would also like to extend my sincere appreciation to our head of department, Mrs. Swati Sharma, for her guidance and support for making this session a successful one. I would like to acknowledge the research cell in charge, Dr. Laila Simon. Thank you so much, ma'am. It won't be turned up to a successful event without your collaboration. I would like to mention a big thank you to Ms. Prabha Biju for providing such an enthusiastic and knowledgeable resource person for this workshop. Lastly, a special thank goes out to our convener of the workshop, Dr. Kitanjali Khambra. Your dedication in organizing this session has made it a beneficial one. I would also like to express my sincere gratitude to our technical team for this flawless conduction of the workshop. Deepest thanks to all the dear participants who have actively participated in this session. Your enthusiasm and engagement has made this event even more enriching and beneficial. In conclusion, I would like to say that this 2-day workshop has been an incredible learning experience for all of us. We look forward to more such enlightening events in the future. Thank you all once again. Now, dear participants, feedback cum attendance form has been shared in the chat box. For those who haven't joined the WhatsApp group yet, make sure to join it as you will receive the link for your e-certificate from there. Within a week, you will receive your e-certificates on the registered mail IDs. Kindly fill the feedback form and you can leave the session now.